Imagine a thriving city, its streets bustling with merchants, artisans, and priests, a center of culture, power, and mystery. Then, in the blink of an eye, it vanishes. No plague, no war, just silence, as if history itself had drawn a curtain over its existence. Throughout the ages, entire civilizations have risen to greatness only to disappear, leaving behind ruins, riddles, and legends. Today, we journey into the heart of history's greatest vanishings, lost civilizations whose secrets still echo beneath our feet. Let's begin our exploration with the Indus Valley Civilization, once flourishing where modern-day Pakistan and northwest India now lie. Around 2600 BCE, cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro rivaled those in Egypt and Mesopotamia for size and sophistication. Their streets were laid out in perfect grids, their homes boasted indoor plumbing, and their massive granaries spoke of organized trade and agricultural surplus. Yet, perhaps most tantalizing are the mysterious seals, inscribed with a script that remains undeciphered to this day. Imagine trying to read a book without knowing the alphabet, so much of their story is locked away. But then, around 1900 BCE, these advanced cities began to empty. Dust gathered in the streets, kilns grew cold, and the once busy bathhouses stood silent. Why? Historians have pieced together clues: changing river courses, devastating floods, possibly even a shift in monsoon patterns. Some suggest that the mighty Sarasvati River, backbone of their civilization, dried up, forcing mass migrations. Others point to evidence of earthquakes or resource depletion. What's clear is that the collapse was gradual, not the result of a single dramatic event. The people of the Indus Valley didn't vanish overnight. Their descendants likely merged with neighboring cultures, their legacy woven into the tapestry of South Asian history. Yet, the full story remains elusive, tantalizing us with its unanswered questions. Now let's turn west, to the enigmatic city of Teotihuacan, rising from the Valley of Mexico around 100 BCE. At its peak, Teotihuacan was one of the largest cities in the world, home to upwards of 100,000 people. Its grand avenue of the dead stretched for miles, leading to the awe-inspiring pyramids of the sun and moon. But unlike the Maya or the Aztecs, the original builders of Teotihuacan remain nameless. Their city was a crucible of cultures, drawing people from across Mesoamerica. Trade, art, and religion flourished, producing intricate murals and obsidian blades that reached as far as Guatemala. Yet, in the 7th century, something changed. Archaeological evidence points to widespread fire and destruction in the city's ceremonial core. Was it a revolt by the lower classes? Invasion by outside forces? Or perhaps an internal struggle for power? The city's political and religious elites may have lost control, leading to chaos and abandonment. What's remarkable is how quickly Teotihuacan fell, from the height of power to desolation in less than a century. The Aztecs, arriving centuries later, found the ruins and named it, the place where gods were born, their imaginations fired by the silent pyramids. To this day, the true identity of Teotihuacan's founders and the reasons for their collapse remain among archaeology's greatest mysteries. Traveling further west, the island of Crete in the Mediterranean offers another puzzle: the Minoans. Flourishing from about 2000 BCE, the Minoans built sprawling palaces like Knossos, adorned with vibrant frescoes of leaping bulls and dancing figures. Their ships plied the seas, trading with Egypt, Anatolia, and the Levant. The myth of the Minotaur and the labyrinth echoes the grandeur and complexity of Minoan society. Around 1450 BCE, disaster struck. Archaeologists once believed the volcanic eruption of Thera, modern-day Santorini, dealt a fatal blow to the Minoans, sending tsunamis crashing onto Cretan shores. While Thera's eruption was indeed catastrophic, evidence now suggests that the Minoan decline was more complicated. After the eruption, the palaces were rebuilt, but the society was weakened. Invasions by Mycenaean Greeks from the mainland may have delivered the final blow. The Minoan script, Linear A, remains undeciphered, adding another layer of mystery. What we do know is that the Minoan civilization, once a beacon of art and trade, faded away, its knowledge and myths absorbed by those who followed. Moving eastward, deep into the jungles of Central America, we find another lost world, the classic Maya. Between 250 and 900 CE, the Maya erected monumental cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Copan, their pyramids piercing the forest canopy. They charted the stars, devised a complex calendar, and carved their histories onto stone stelae. For centuries, Maya city-states competed, allied, and warred with one another, creating a dynamic and vibrant civilization. Then, in the 9th century, a great silence fell. Across the southern lowlands, cities were abandoned, monuments left unfinished. What caused this classic Maya collapse? For decades, theories abounded: warfare, peasant revolts, foreign invasions. Recent research points to a combination of factors: severe droughts, deforestation, and overpopulation strained resources, while endemic warfare destabilized society. The elite's loss of legitimacy may have led commoners to simply walk away, seeking new lives elsewhere. Crucially, the Maya themselves did not vanish. Their descendants live on, preserving elements of their language and culture. But the great cities of the classic period were never rebuilt, their jungle-shrouded ruins a testament to both human achievement and fragility. Let's now sail to the Pacific, where the mystery of Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, has captured imaginations for centuries. Settled by Polynesians around 1200 CE, the islanders built more than 800 massive stone statues, or moai, some weighing over 80 tons. These silent sentinels stare inland, guardians of a culture whose origins and fate have long been debated. For a time, Rapa Nui supported a sophisticated society, with complex agriculture and elaborate ceremonies. But by the time European explorers arrived in the 18th century, the population had plummeted, and the moai stood toppled. What happened? The prevailing theory points to ecological collapse. Deforestation, soil erosion, and resource exhaustion undermined the island's ability to sustain its people. Internal conflict and the arrival of outsiders bearing disease and violence compounded the crisis. Yet, recent scholarship suggests the story is more nuanced. The islanders adapted in remarkable ways, developing new agricultural techniques and social structures. The real tragedy may have come with European contact, not before. Rapa Nui stands as a stark warning of the delicate balance between society and environment. Next, we journey to the fabled city of Great Zimbabwe, rising amid the hills of southern Africa. Between the 11th and 15th centuries, this city's stone walls and conical towers dominated the landscape, testifying to a powerful kingdom that controlled trade routes stretching as far as China and Persia. Gold, ivory, and cattle flowed through Great Zimbabwe, enriching its rulers and artisans. The city's ruins are among the largest ancient stone structures in sub-Saharan Africa, built without mortar, a feat of engineering that awed early European visitors. By the 16th century, however, Great Zimbabwe was abandoned. The reasons remain debated. Environmental pressures, overgrazing, declining soil fertility, may have made the site unsustainable. Shifting trade routes, perhaps redirected by Portuguese navigators, could have sapped the kingdom's wealth. Internal political struggles likely played a role as well. Yet, the legacy of Great Zimbabwe endures, a symbol of African ingenuity and statecraft, its true history only beginning to be reclaimed by scholars and local communities alike. Turning north, across the sands of the Sahara, the city of Timbuktu once shone as a beacon of learning and trade. In the 14th and 15th centuries, Timbuktu's libraries brimmed with manuscripts. Its scholars debated the finer points of theology, astronomy, and the law. Caravans laden with salt and gold wound their way to its gates, linking West Africa to the Mediterranean and beyond. Yet, by the 17th century, Timbuktu's star had faded. The shifting sands of trade, the rise of Atlantic commerce, and invasions by Moroccan armies all contributed to its decline. The city was never truly lost, its people remained, and its manuscripts survived, hidden away in private collections. But the golden age of Timbuktu as a center of civilization slipped into legend, a reminder of how even the mightiest cities can be swept aside by the tides of history. Finally, let's visit the ancient city of Cahokia, just outside modern-day St. Louis in the United States. Between 1050 and 1350 CE, Cahokia was the largest urban center north of Mexico, its earthen mounds rising above the Mississippi floodplain. At its peak, the city supported perhaps 20,000 people, larger than London at the same time. The immense Monk's Mound, the centerpiece of Cahokia, testifies to the organizational skill and labor of its builders. Yet, by the late 1300s, Cahokia was in decline. The reasons remain mysterious. Climate change, resource depletion, and social upheaval may all have played roles. The city's collapse was gradual, and the people dispersed into smaller communities, their traditions living on among descendant tribes. For centuries, Cahokia's story was forgotten, its mounds swallowed by forest and myth. Only in the last century have archaeologists begun to uncover its significance, reshaping our understanding of North American history. What unites these vanished civilizations? Each rose in response to unique challenges, geography, climate, resources, and the ambitions of their people. Each developed distinctive cultures, technologies, and beliefs. And each, in their own way, came undone, by nature, by conflict, or by the slow erosion of the systems that sustained them. Yet, none were truly lost. Their ruins speak, their stories endure, and their legacies shape the world we inherit. History's greatest vanishings remind us that civilizations are not fixed monuments, but living, breathing entities, fragile, adaptable, and endlessly inventive. The mysteries they leave behind are not just puzzles to be solved, but invitations to imagine, to question, and to connect with the distant past. So the next time you walk among ancient ruins or ponder an undeciphered script, remember, the echoes of lost civilizations are all around us, waiting for the next curious mind to listen. Thanks for joining us here at History Owl. If you enjoyed this journey into history's greatest vanishings, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries and marvels of the past. What lost civilization would you like to see unearthed next? Let us know in the comments, and until next time, keep seeking the wisdom of history.